The first pitch of the season from Sato, and that's a weak tapper back to the mound. Sato fields it, throws to first in time for out number one. How about that?
One pitch, one out. Sato, welcome to the Inter-County Baseball League.
First day of the season. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Ayami Sato fired up as she heads back to the Maple Leafs dugout. The Manning hits this one in the air pretty deep and gone. Welcome to Christie Pitts, Dennis DeManning.
I grew up playing baseball here. I was a TP kid, so just to come here again and play for the Leafs, it feels like full circle to me, so I'm happy.
Well, we're back. The 2025 Inter-County Baseball League season is officially underway. Things got started at Christie Pitts for the Leafs against the Kitchener Panthers in a game that they ended up losing 6-5. But in a game I think that many saw as a success, just with the amount of people that we saw at Christie Pitts on opening day. I mean, the hillside was absolutely packed, and I know a lot of the fans were there to see Ayami Sato, being the first professional women's baseball player in Canada, playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. With the weight of the world on her shoulders, so many people coming to watch to see what was going to happen when a female pitcher played in the Inter-County Baseball League, and it went pretty well. The first pitch of the season from Sato, and that's a weak tapper back to the mound. Sato fields it, throws to first in time for out number one. How about that?
One pitch, one out. Sato, welcome to the Inter-County Baseball League.
At first base. This one's hit on the ground. This one's to Dan Mara. Flips to first for out number two. The fact that it's a bit slower as well really gets the hitters off balance, and the same can be said for this one. Popped up on the infield. 1-2-3. Ayami Sato fired up as she heads back to the Maple Leafs dugout.
Mixing a fastball every once in a while here.
Mara pops this up to first, and the soft contact continues for the first day of the season. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Ayami Sato with her first strikeout in the Inter-County Baseball League. And into the first inning, this is fun to watch. Another former Leaf, Jamie Cabral. He hits it softly on the ground to first, gobbled up by Castaldo. Cabral with a headfirst dive. Ayami Sato, fantastic. With Lepard Wilmery up in the bullpen, that's probably her last inning yet. She gets the handshake from Rob Butler. Unbelievable. Ayami Sato, 2-1-2-3 innings, including a strikeout. So that went just about as well as it possibly could have for the Maple Leafs and for Ayami Sato as well. And I know she was really fired up on her way back to the dugout. After that first inning, she got a big hug from Rob Butler on the way back. Both of them were just so excited that went successfully. And then her second inning of work was even better. So she proved that she can hang in the Inter-County Baseball League. I thought that was really cool. The other thing I thought was really cool as well was how many girls' baseball teams were at the park that day to see Ayami Sato. She spoke after the game about what it was like and her message to all those girls' baseball teams that came to watch.
I know, trying something new and challenging themselves is very scary, but I want them to be courageous because I believe that anything new opens up a new path for them. So I want them to not be scared and, continue trying, challenging themselves.
道が開けて、素晴らしい世界が広がっていると思うので、恐れずにどんどん新しいことにチャレンジしていってほしいなと思います。
And thanks to Mark Perret for grabbing that bit of sound there from Ayami Sato after the game. He does his own podcast, IBL Inside Pitch, which you can check out as well. So Ayami Sato, as identified by Rob Friedman of Pitching Ninja after the day that she pitched, was throwing three pitches, I think, during that outing. One was the fastball, and then the big curveball. That's the one we talked about a lot on the broadcast, and it's good. It spins a lot, like more than the average IBL curveball. That's how much it spins on the way back to the plate. But the strikeout that she got was actually a slider. And if you watch the video on that, man, it is a frisbee. Like, it has a ton of movement. So that's kind of interesting. She's got two different slow curveball and a little bit faster slider. And I think those two breaking pitches really complement each other well because the curveball is 12-6, the slider, you see it move a little bit more to the side. So she's able to command those two pitches and throw them for strikes. She's going to have some success in the Intercounty Baseball League this season. So that was a great success story for the Maple Leafs, but they do also have to start winning some baseball games. Rob Butler, after the season, said that he really wanted this year to be a better start for the Maple Leafs. That was something that he really emphasized. He doesn't want the team to just wait to the playoffs to start winning baseball games, which, at the end of last season, they were really good, but they didn't have a great start. So he wants the team to get off to a better start. So in Barrie on Thursday, that is going to be a big point of emphasis for the Maple Leafs. Get a win, and then get in the win column and see if they can't carry on that momentum for the rest of the season. A guy that might help them is Dennis DeBanning. So when John Salazzo left the team and went to the Hamilton Cardinals, Dennis DeBanning was the guy that came the other way. And we thought that Dennis DeBanning was a guy who was going to have some real success in Toronto just because of the power he has. And, well, he showed off some of that power on Sunday, hitting a ball opposite field over that big monster wall in right field in Toronto.
DeBanning hits this one in the air pretty deep and gone. Welcome to Christie Pitts, Dennis DeBanning. A 2-run shot, and the Maple Leafs lead 4-2.
Oh, it felt, I can't even explain how that felt. Like, it felt really good, for sure. It feels, like I said, unreal. It still hasn't hit me. I grew up playing baseball here. I was a TP kid. I started T-ball when I was like 5 years old. Man, my journey is unreal, so just to come here again and play for the Leafs, it feels like full circle to me, so I'm happy to be here.
I'm wondering, just with your new teammates, fitting in with the new locker room, how has that been so far?
Awesome. All the guys are great. Like, I feel like you're from Toronto, you play baseball, it's a small world, so like we already knew each other, so it made it a lot easier to like kind of, I guess, fit in, I say.
I know the crowd today was unreal. This is the most fans I've ever seen here at Christie Pitts. I don't know you as well. What was it like playing in front of that?
I'm not gonna lie, I got jitters. I had jitters seeing a bunch of people out here and felt the pressure a little bit, but it's all good. Get out the way, first game. Just get on to the next one.
So in your at-bat where you hit a home run, what was your sort of approach when you
Okay, so look, like my first two, I felt like pretty anxious. I couldn't pull the trigger. I let the fastballs go like right down the middle where I felt like I should be swinging. My third AB, I spoke to one of the coaches. He said, hey, just trust yourself. And, I just took a hack at the first pitch, and you already know what happened. So, yeah.
Well, that's all I got. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we know Dennis. That ball was an absolute rocket off his bat that went over the big wall in right field in Toronto. Now, Dennis DeBanning has a career-high 6 home runs. It's the most he had in one season. He did that a couple of years ago with the Hamilton Cardinals. Now, Christie Pitts is a little bit easier to hit home runs out of than in Hamilton. So, I think there's a good chance that Dennis DeBanning breaks that career high in home runs this season. And if he does, that's big for the Maple Leafs. He could be a really big hitter for them. And hey, 1 game, 1 home run, really good start to the season for Dennis DeBanning, who is really happy to be playing here in Toronto, a place that he's quite familiar with. So another player that Maple Leaf fans are always intrigued about is Dustin Richardson. And is he healthy? Well, we saw him pitch on opening day, and he looked really good. I spoke to Dustin Richardson before the season, but how he's feeling.
So it's interesting. I've only been healthy, I think, one time in this league, and that was like the first year I first came in when Damon was here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all of a sudden I turned 40. So, and then everything started hurting. So, I've been hurt the last, always something, right? Back pain, knee pain, oblique injury in the playoffs against, Welland and then London. So it's frustrating. So, we were able to do some things this year, change up the lift and routine, kind of get the knee good, the back better. Arm wise, it's fine. We're good. So this is the healthiest I've been. So I'm excited.
So that's what Maple Leaf fans want to hear. Dustin Richardson feeling good, and he came in game 1 in the 8th inning with 2 outs, faced Trent Lawson, who at the time was 3 for 3 and just pounded him with fastballs, and then eventually threw a slider that was just nasty right at the bottom of the zone and gets the check swing tapper.
Another 0-2. Check swing, tapper towards first. Castaldo gobbles it up. Swing and a miss, strike three. Blew it by him with a high fastball. You'd think that the velocity has dropped off a bit, but man, it really zips in there. This one's popped up. Richardson is going to allow Justin Mara to make the catch in foul territory, and DR gets out of it. So no damage done for Dustin Richardson in his first outing of this season. This is what he said about what he wants his role on the team to be this year. He said, I'm looking to have more appearances this year, not just come in certain situations. I'm going to come in at any given time. We have arms now, and we are deep enough so that we can do that. And I think that's a really good sign from Dustin Richardson saying that. He's now the GM, right? So he has confidence in the other guys coming into the bullpen, and he's happy to just come into the game whenever the Maple Leafs need him. So some of the imports on the team this year. This is a really good class of imports, I think, this season for the Maple Leafs. And one of the guys that really impressed on opening day was Rando Moreno. He was fantastic, 2 for 4, had a couple big hits in the game, and his defense is really good. That's something that is being talked about as well. It's hard to play shortstop at Christie Pitts. You get some bounces that you're not expecting, but Rando Moreno looked really solid at shortstop, and a couple hits on the day, looks really good at the plate, and he's the 3-hole hitter for the Maple Leafs this season, so they're expecting a lot out of him with the bat.
Nick Kairos and Nick Parsons on the infield. This one to short and through for a base hit. Rando Moreno, good start to his Maple Leafs career as he's aboard. Bases loaded and 1 out last inning. Moreno lines one over the head of the second baseman into the outfield. Couple hits on the day for Moreno, and that one gets by. Moreno heads to second, throw not in time, and actually skips away.
Just a couple other good performances for the Maple Leafs in that first game against Kitchener. After Ayami Sato pitched, Taylor Lepard came into the game and was absolutely dominant. Struck out 4 batters in the 2 innings that he faced, only gave up a couple of hits and looked really dominant. His fastball velo looks like it's way up this season. If the Maple Leafs can keep him around on Toronto this year in the Intercounty Baseball League, because I know every year he seems to get opportunities playing somewhere professionally, whether that be in the Atlantic League or the Frontier League. The Maple Leafs are very happy to at least have him on the team on opening day, and he's a big part of that bullpen. He was really good on opening day. And then Mike Giacchetto, remember how hot he was last year to finish off the season? He was 2 for 4 on the first game, had a couple more hits again, just to start out opening day. So it looks like Mike Giacchetto is going to be a big part of this Maple Leafs lineup as well. That does it for us here on Leafs Weekly. Thanks so much for tuning in. Next game for the Maple Leafs comes on Thursday. That's in Barrie against the Baycats, and then they're back home at 2 p.m. on Sunday in Toronto. That'll be a game against the London Majors. We'll see you there on YouTube or at the game as well.